And I think even in Sri Lanka, people who have visited the north have, told me that they've seen in the aftermath of the war, the women have survived, endure so much gender-based violence because they have no means to survive. They've got lost, they have been dependent on the men to earn a living, and most of them had died, and some of them have just disappeared. And the women are left to pick up the pieces. They've got the elderly parents to look after, they've got the young children to look after, and a lot of them are already have experienced gender-based violence as well as lost limbs and unable to support themselves in any way. So these women have to, the only way they have left, as they see it, is to fall into prostitution because they feel like that's one way to earn money because they have nothing else to fall back on. And again, to me, that comes from this victim mentality as well, that perpetuates that victim mentality. They're already the oppressed women of a minority who then get treated like this, who are not able to stand up for themselves, and then that then perpetuates into the culture that ruins the fabric of the society. And I think the great thing about some aid organizations as well as individuals who do work in this environment do recognize this and try to help these women. But one of the things we also have to be aware of, not to just give out, do handouts, because then that becomes part of the way of they live. So they need to be taught how to sustain themselves. So whether it's starting a small business or agriculture, and I think that sort of thing had to be coordinated and delivered to them so that they learn a skill and learn ways to support themselves without thinking this is the way to go about it, which then goes into the next generation, because even the young children, a lot of them are orphans and they live with their families and then sexually abused as well, and they think that's the way to live. And Sri Lankan culture, like many Asian cultures, don't like to talk about things. And one of the things I've been criticized is for talking about things, So, and I think that needs to be addressed as well, because people need to share, because a problem shared is a problem halved, So people need to recognize that other people have the same suffering. And as a collective force, we are better. We are able to, release our stress and get on with things without thinking, here I'm useless. I have no way to live kind of thing. So I think that's important.